campus mob just claimed its latest victim, and this time it's Riley Gaines, who was mobbed and accosted after a speech she gave at San Francisco State University. You might know Riley Gaines because she's become an outspoken critic of transgender inclusion in women's sports, and she was formerly a collegiate swimmer and a teammate of Lia Thomas, the controversial athlete who transitioned, was a male swimmer, and then transitioned and joins the women's team and crushed the competition. Gaines has spoken out about this and said that in her opinion, it's unfair to allow people who were born biologically male to compete in women's sports, and that was the subject of the talk she gave at San Francisco State University on Thursday night. Now, in the real world, this is a pretty mainstream position to hold. There's a lot of skepticism about the fairness of trans inclusion in women's sports, but on this college campus, boy, these students and these protesters thought this was the most insane thing ever. Gaines was accosted by people screaming, "Trans rights are human rights, trans women are women," and look, they of course have a right to protest and disagree with her, and she's engaged with people who disagree at these events she's done, but they really crossed the line here. They mobbed her. They had to be held back by police. Look at this video of her trying to leave the event because she was actually barricaded, unable to leave for 3 hours. And when she was able to leave, this is what happened.
Trans rights are human rights! Trans rights are human rights! Yeah, you fucking transphobic bitch! I fucking see it! Trans rights
just me. I'm good. I'm good. You got me. I'm good.
Trans rights are human rights!
I'm coming. I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. Go ahead.
Trans rights are human rights! You crying! You fucking crying, bitch! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Trans rights are human rights!
Trans rights are human fucking rights!
Bye, bitch! Bye, bitch!
You dress like a communist.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Trans women are women! 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 Trans women are women!
Trans women are women!
Trans women are women!
It gets worse though, because Gaines says she was actually physically assaulted by a male protester. "The prisoners are running the asylum at SFSU," she tweeted. "I was ambushed and physically hit twice by a man. This is proof that women need sex-protected spaces. It still only further assures me that I'm doing something right. When they want you to be silent, speak louder." Gaines has gotten widespread support in the aftermath of this incident, including from the likes of Caitlyn Jenner, one of the most prominent transgender people in America, who also happens to be a Republican conservative. But the incident has also been condemned by nonpartisan free speech watchdogs like the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, FIRE. In a statement, FIRE said that mob censorship is never an appropriate reaction to speech, even and especially speech that some consider controversial, and the First Amendment does not protect silencing speakers via disruption. This is exactly right, and it actually shouldn't matter what your view is on the underlying issue of transgender inclusion in women's sports. We should all be able to condemn this. It's never acceptable to use mob intimidation or violence to shut down ideas you disagree with. Everyone has the right to express themselves without fearing for their physical safety, even if you find their ideas outrageous or offensive, yes, because newsflash, somebody finds your ideas offensive and outrageous, and I'm guessing you want that right for yourself, don't you? But people especially have this right on a public college campus, a place that is literally bound by the First Amendment to protect the freedom of speech. So the students who cross the line from peaceful protesting to mob rioting or even physical violence must be held accountable by the university, and in the case of whoever allegedly assaulted Gaines, by law enforcement. When students pull this kind of crap on college campuses and then get away scot-free, which is unfortunately what happens much of the time, it actually encourages more of this kind of behavior in the future because they got away with it in the past. We need real consequences for the people involved to set the precedent that this won't be tolerated and that free speech will be protected at these colleges. Only then will we see this type of insanity stop happening. And we really need to see that happen because colleges cannot serve their fundamental role as places for open inquiry and debate where minds grow and expand when many people are afraid to express even mainstream views because they might face violence. This incident is a disgrace, and unfortunately, it's not much of an outlier. The state of free speech on American college campuses has actually been declining, and it will continue to decline unless we stamp out incidents like this by responding to them with accountability. We owe it not just to people like Riley Gaines, but to the millions of young people who are in these colleges and being failed by the status quo to ensure that their places of higher education are actually places of learning and aren't taken over by the tyranny of mobs. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I'm Brad Polumbo. If you're new here, I'm an independent content creator and journalist. Consider hitting that like button, commenting, subscribing, yada yada yada, and I will see you all in my next video.